Welcome to wonderful St. Mary's for an early celebration of Christmas. Celebrate the small stuff, said the newspaper headline. Right now, it's the little things that matter, said the article, which identified how our priorities are radically different from this time last year. In this joyful celebration of Christmas songs, in the 12 days before Christmas, I've noticed that in streets and particularly in homes, many people have decked their halls and living rooms with trees and lights far earlier than usual. So it is great that we, in this small way, should add to the sense of anticipation as the day approaches. In celebrating the small stuff in this most challenging of times, the writer of the newspaper encouraged us to consider the things which give us pleasure. She said one of hers was the first cup of tea of the day, and emerging from the house for the chore of a journey to find out that she needed sunglasses because the day was so bright. You might not like tea or even sunshine, but the principle reminded me of that song, My Favourite Things, sung all those years ago by Julie Andrews. Whiskers on kittens and raindrops on roses are possibly not your favourite things either, but in identifying your own favourite things may help when the dog bites or when the bee stings, as it says in the song. That ancient poet, William Wordsworth, said that recalling the sight of daffodils when he was alone was a bliss of solitude for him. It's not one I share, but in listening and joining in with these loved Christmas songs, I hope that something of the joy and pleasure of the simple act of singing will percolate its way to you. And yes, I'm very fond of coffee. In the past, many have said that the real Christmas begins with a visit to our nativity crib service, another of my favourite things. Celebrating the small stuff seems to represent the reason for the season. Christmas is about a single birth in a faraway place in an occupied country, a start in life which had all the hallmarks of failure. It is difficult to imagine anything more vulnerable than a newborn child, and yet from this precarious and wildly unpromising beginning, hope was born, a hope which had been anticipated for many generations before. So, as we remember the birth of Jesus in song, we celebrate that rebirth of hope, light, and love in the world, and we look to a future illuminated by this event from its tiny beginnings all those years ago. And, in the words of Slade's noddy holder, it's Christmas! Enjoy.